GemmaGaminx, and today we're filming a weird video because I have a friend that people thought you didn't exist.
Like, actually?
Yeah, I got an email once being like, you talk about having friends, but we've never seen them, so do you even have friends?
I'm living proof that Gemma has friends.
I have friends, y'all. I can call you Gillian, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
If I
so...
die, what are they gonna do? Kill me?
Cuddle Pal, he's a toddler's toy. I found him in the toddler section.
Okay, you know what bothers me? His fur goes this way, not this way.
Yeah. No! So we're gonna talk about school stories because our school is whack, and that's what we've named our teacher, Mr. Whack. So which story should we start with, the lockdown or with the? Which one's worse? I feel like Mr. Whack. Okay,
because he was the longest, most painful.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the lockdown.
Someday in like the school year, I think it was November.
Yeah, October or November, something like that.
Late October, we're going with that.
Yeah.
We had a sub in math. Late October, we have a sub. Gemma and I are at the front of the class, like we always are.
Like, so
it's
if
like,
this is the classroom, like our desk is like,
her desk is at the corner, her desk is here, my desk is here, and then all of our other friends are in the back.
Ooh, yeah, because
So-
the boys are like, oh, we're in the back, we vape, we're so cool. Don't do drugs.
None of the boys in our class vape.
No.
Other
Instagram, what do you
class.
want Instagram? Oh.
Your mom.
Oh. Oh yeah!
And then I was like, that'd be stupid. Why would there be a lockdown? And then 10 seconds later, attention
Lockdown.
students, we're going into lockdown. And Gemma and I
Just kind of went like, like we were kind of like, oh my gosh.
we just looked at each other and we were like, oh my gosh.
We kind of like sat there, which we probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah,
if this
like
was
if
real.
everyone else was moving and then there's just us, we were like,
guess I'll die.
what to do now?
And so eventually we like got out the desk, and like we put our desks together when we were working together, so I was stuck. So
Yeah,
I had
she
to
was
wait till
stuck.
you get out, and then I have to jump over the chairs.
I had to like move my desk.
Yeah.
Which I'm really lazy and I take a long time, so I was like slowly inching it away. And then Gemma was like, can you just hurry up?
Yeah.
I still took my time. And then we ran to the back of the class.
And everybody was already in the corner, and so we got shoved to the front.
So if there was, disclaimer, this wasn't a real lockdown.
Yeah, this was a drill, but we were never told it was a drill.
Yeah, no one knew, and it was really scary.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were pushed to the front of the class, and we were like, oh, okay, well, if this is real and it's not a drill, we're gonna die first.
Yeah. So it's like there's desks here and desks here. We're in the middle.
Yeah, we're like right in the middle. We're right in between.
Yeah.
And the problem is like everyone else is like pushed in the back, and then we're just like 2 feet in front of them. Like we're here. Kill us.
There was
don't
a
kill us.
boy doing homework.
Oh,
he had
yeah.
his calculator out and was doing freaking
Yeah.
the homework, and we all thought this was real, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
we
like,
were all like freaking
so like
out.
he's doing his homework in a lockdown. You know,
Oh,
casual.
and then this other guy, he had his phone, like his flashlight on during
yeah.
the lockdown.
Is there something going on?
Madam Chipmunk, that's her name, because we make names for all
We
of our
make fun of
subs that we
ourselves as
hate.
students. What if they like see this? What if like all our
They don't know who's who.
Yeah.
But
Figure it out
Madam
amongst yourself.
Chipmunk, this guy, he needed to go to the bathroom. I don't know why he even bothered to ask him to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
like if this is
Like,
a lockdown, you're not supposed
yeah,
to leave the
he
class.
asked to go to the bathroom, and Madam Chipmunk was like, sure, go ahead. And she opened the door. You are not, it's a lockdown. There could be someone with it, like, Canada, that we have stricter gun laws, but still, there could be someone with a gun in the hallway.
Yeah, or like armed or any.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like, go into
Okay.
the hallway, risk your life.
Because the
Good
substitute
job.
had no experience like whatsoever with the lockdown, and she
Yeah.
said 13 years.
She's like, I've been teaching here for 13 years.
But I've never gotten a lockdown, so. and then she's like, where are the cards? Because apparently, like, I'm pretty sure.
Oh
these
yeah,
are real.
and then she put, so we have these like cards
saying
that
like everybody's safe
Yeah.
or we're missing somebody.
so if we don't use them during lockdown, because like you're supposed to act like no one's there. So if we're in a fire, we have to go out there and there's a sign that says okay on it saying that all the students in this class are here. So you put it up. And she put it under the door.
So if it
She's
was
like-
a real thing, they would have been like, there's a bunch of students in here, so.
And I'll kill
then
them.
there was our constable.
Oh yeah.
He knocked on the door. I think he was like acting like
He was acting as like an intruder.
and he's like, open the door. And she's like, okay. And she opened the freaking door. And he's like,
And
wait,
all
no.
the- yeah, and all the students were yelling, "Don't open the
the
door!"
door.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm a teacher. You guys don't know anything." She opened the freaking door.
She opened the door, and the constable was like, no, you're not supposed to open the door. And then there was an announcement
Yeah.
through the intercom where he was like, all clear, and everyone's
no,
like,
he didn't say all clear. He
Oh, no.
said, "Oh, it's safe now.
you can wander the halls.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're supposed to say all clear.
But everybody was like, okay. And then later on, he was like, guys, there could have been a gun at my head, and they could have been telling me to say that.
Yeah, and they said, and the sub opened her door again, like, "Oh, I guess you guys can leave now." So she opened the door.
I'm pretty sure the vice principal was like,
And the vice principal said, "You're supposed to wait for someone to come unlock your door."
yeah, so I don't.
We've done lockdowns before, and we were yelling at the sub, "Don't do this, don't do that," and she was like, "Oh,
I'm
can
gonna do
what
it
I
anyway."
want."
How that I did it anyway. So that's like the end of the lockdown.
Yeah, we all lived.
Yeah.
I
Then we
almost
had
had a heart
English.
attack.
Then we had an English class where we went to the library.
Oh yeah.
And suddenly the principal comes in and he's like, Gemma, can you come with me? And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And I got taken to their counselor's lounge.
Oh, you guys taken there? We just went to the office.
Well, it's a thing of events.
Oh
So got taken to the thing and he's like, oh, I texted my parents after. I'm like, oh yeah, there was people pretending to be shooters in the hall. I was like, how was your day? And yeah, and my mom thought I was like, she kind of freaked out. But so got taken to the counselor's lounge and he's like, there was no thing. You're not supposed to use your phone during class. But this was during our break.
Yeah.
So it was
Like,
like
it was
math
double-
break and then
We had
English.
like something math break and then English. So we had 10 minutes to go on our phones. And he
Yeah.
even says on the cell phone policy, you are allowed to use your phones during break and lunch and before and after school.
Yeah. So I was doing nothing wrong, really. I was using my time wisely. But he's like, you can't use your phone, you can't do, and like listing like the whole handbook, really. And he's like, it was a drill, you're just sensitive. Yeah. And then suddenly the vice principal comes in and she's like, her dad's here. That's exactly what happened. And he's like, okay, come with me to the office, we're going. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is, yeah. So I'm in the office, my dad's there. He's like talking to the secretary, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get expelled because of my dad. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna go in the room, but my dad's like, no, Alina's gonna stay here. I mean, Gemma's gonna stay here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, okay. And I feel like we were there for 20 minutes talking.
Yeah, you were
And
gone a long time.
I heard yelling at one point. And apparently my dad was like, I pay the taxes. You work for me. It was pretty. And then I got sent back to class like nothing happened.
Yeah, and she came back to class and I was still reading my book.
I was kind of shaky.
And she was like all red and shaky and I was like, did they beat her? Because like it's our school, if you go to our school then
It's
and
bad.
like you hate yourself.
We live in a small town.
We live in a small, really bad town. Like I'll come home from school and like I'll open my window
There's
because
drug dealers.
yeah, and I'll open my window before I leave, just like air out my room, and then I'll come home, open my door, and then this big whiff of marijuana just comes floating through my room.
Legalization. So yeah, and basically they don't care about your feelings anyway. Like,
Yeah.
You're stressed. Now we're gonna talk about Mr. Whack.
It's not his
where
real
should we
name.
start? The first day he came?
Let's start with
he
the
made us
first day of
sing.
school. Let's start with the first day of
Oh,
school when
yeah.
we first met.
Okay, so he's a student teacher, and so he's from like university.
Yeah, he's from Faculté Saint-Jean, which is the French university here.
And so he's here in our science class to like help around and get experience with teaching before he like actually becomes a teacher. That's like what happens.
So we came into Madame Frank's class, like homeroom teacher and science teacher, and she was our teacher again this year for science. And we just came in on the first day to say hi and like ask about her summer and stuff. And then she said, "This is your new like student teacher, and we're like, oh, cool,
cool.
he seems pretty chill.
Because we had a student teacher last
yeah,
year.
we had student
last year
teachers.
in like
Social.
social. Yeah, social. And she was amazing.
She was
I
awesome.
loved her. That's like the
Yeah.
highest I got in social last year when she was here.
Like, we've had pretty good experiences with student teachers. So I was like, oh, this guy seems pretty chill, like, he doesn't seem mean. And then,
he had a strong French accent.
yeah,
also.
he's kind of hard to understand. Just
Yeah,
'cause
that's an important
yeah,
thing.
I think French was just one of his first languages. Yada yada yada. He's just observing in our science classes for now.
I think in the next day he made us sing a song about science.
And then the first day he was like, so Madame, what should we call her? Madame Ice was telling us about how, oh, I'm gonna still be in the class, but
He's taking
Mr.
over.
Whack is gonna take over teaching.
for like 3 months.
Yeah, for 3 months. I think he was supposed to teach until December, like right before we left for winter break.
but that
Didn't happen. So the first day he took over teaching, he had us sing this song about science.
and he's like, it's okay guys, I'm a bad singer, so it's okay if you're a bad singer.
And
But he's like, but who's good at singing though?
and then everyone
And like just kind of smiling awkwardly.
yeah,
like,
we were like, oh my gosh, kill me now.
and then we had to write our own verses.
oh yeah,
And we had to write about like light, I think.
yeah, we were in a group together.
Like me, her, and this other girl who sat next to us.
Yeah, and I don't think me and the other girl did anything. I think we just kind of fooled around.
Yeah,
Well,
because
you
I was
know,
looking
we're-
through the textbook looking
Yeah.
for what this unit was
And
actually
then
about.
me and that other girl, we'll call her Bernice. we were looking at each other and we were like,
Guess I'll die.
what do you think about this stuff? And like gossiping.
Okay, so that's like the end of like the first month because he like disappeared after a month, and then he came back in October.
It was weird.
He came back in October, and he was teaching us about cells.
He's teaching us our cell unit.
And he was really bad. He gave us like a worksheet, and I was like, okay, kind of do it. And he tried to explain, but we couldn't understand through his thick French accent. Even though we're in a French immersion class.
We're in a
We
French
shouldn't-
immersion class, but a lot of us just slack off and don't
Yeah,
try.
like
We're
we,
in French.
We probably could
Yeah,
speak
like
French,
80%
but like,
of us are in French because our parents forced us in French. I
I feel like
don't
we're.
think anyone is actually in here who chose.
Yeah, I think a lot of the parents are like, you can get a good government job, but I feel like
Oh,
nobody
my
in our
parents
class-
did because they were worried about Alzheimer's.
a weird reason, but it kind of was like, okay, open your textbook, copy this, and put it down. But at this point, we have doing it.
And he like
He's
gave
like,
us this textbook page, and we flipped to it. and
It's
I was
the
like,
wrong
Yeah, and I was
page.
like, Mr. Whack, this is the wrong page. And he's like,
no,
no, it's not. And I said, this is the page with all the like, it's like photocopied, I think. And I was like, this is the page with the photocopy. And he said, you're wrong. And I was
Yeah.
like, I guess I'll just fail then.
Yeah.
I think that
And so we
was-
had to basically teach ourselves.
Yeah,
that
we had
whole
to, like,
unit.
I brought my textbook home every day and read it and just took notes because I was like, I guess
we're not gonna learn it.
I'm getting homeschooled by myself.
Yeah. It was.
It was
What
horrible.
was the first? Okay, so nobody behaved for him.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Oh,
Everybody
really?
would yell, but also he was just unfair. Also, he would
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
"You're not allowed to stand up. You're not allowed to talk until I say you
Yeah.
can talk," which is like
Bernice-
reasonable.
Yeah.
But like nobody did it, and so it got louder and louder.
Okay,
Terrible.
so this girl, Bernice, she stood up because her Chromebook died. I think we were doing something on the Chromebooks, like, I forget what it was, but we were like matching cell names with
Oh,
parts.
yeah.
And Bernice's Chromebook died.
And so you have to
So-
go get a new one,
So
like a
she
normal
turned her
person would.
Chromebook off and went to go get a new one. And then Mr. Whack sent her into the hallway because she stood up. And she's like, I need to get a new Chromebook. And he was like, no.
Hallway. And then the next class, I'm pretty sure we got a seating plan.
Oh yeah, we got a
And-
scene plan. And
and
he kept us together.
Yeah, but we whispered the most
We
and like talked
said
the worst.
the worst things about
Like,
him.
I know this is a PG channel, but I swore about him.
Yeah, and like we cried.
We cried in that class.
Cried during science.
Yeah, it was a terrible like first term, not semester.
And then after a really bad class, I think we were both yelling at him. So
Oh yeah, we eventually did.
Yeah, and we were yelling like, "You're doing this wrong. We know what this is."
Yeah,
and
we
he was
know what
like,
this is.
"No, you're doing it wrong." I think we got a quiz back and like we got a question wrong. It was a true or false question. We said it was false, so we didn't have to write. No, we said it was true, so we didn't have to write an explanation. And he marked us wrong. And I think the question was, what are the ones
Chloroplast?
No, that was the one that turns cells green, like the plant ones.
Mitochondria is the power.
One of the cells.
One of the parts of the cell.
This cell, we're really best friends. We tried to block all this out, so we don't really remember anything. But it was this cell turns. This cell is found in this cell is only found in plants. So we were like, okay,
that's true.
We don't have to write an explanation. Everyone got that question wrong
because everybody knew it was true, but he's like,
it's false.
False.
So then and then everyone was yelling at him like, oh, you're not teaching us well.
Yeah.
So then,
and he's like, do you want to teach the class? Do you want to teach the class? And I was honestly like ready to stand up and be like, yes.
I think at this point, Gemma and I just took it as a joke, so we were just laughing like, whatever happens, happens. We don't care at this point.
This classroom was kind of haunted because we had a really bad French teacher.
Oh yeah, and we had a French teacher that threw things
He
at us.
threw a clipboard at somebody and almost hit him, and it broke.
Yeah, and then there was a dent in the wall from him.
Anyways, off topic.
And then after the class, like after the bell rang, everyone left, and then
it was before
Mr.
lunch.
Wack, it was before lunch. Mr.
got
Wack came up to me and Gemma and a couple of our other friends. We'll call them Megan and.
We were gonna leave.
Yeah, we were gonna
but
leave.
we were packing up, and so everybody rushes out of there.
Ran out of there because us four were packing up. So
he's like,
and then he came up to us and he said to me, "What am I doing wrong?" And I said, "I don't know. Our class just doesn't."
Can you talk to Madame Ice for me?
He said, "Can you talk?" He asked the students to talk to the teacher for him. So at lunch, we eat lunch in Madame Ice's class,
and she's talking to him.
Yeah,
they're like whispering kind of loudly. Like,
yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. It's the hallway. And we were listening. We're like, that's when we said we should learn Italian.
Yeah, and that's when we started learning Italian, so then we could talk trash about people.
Yeah, and like whisper in Italian. Yeah.
And anyways, then I think 2 days after he asked me to talk to Madame Frost, I told Madame Ice. I went up to her at lunch and said, "Hey, Mr. Wack asked me to talk to you." And then she went, "What?"
Oh yeah.
She was freaking out.
Wait, no, that was after he left.
Oh yeah, it was after.
Okay. So anyway, before he left, I eventually cried in the middle of class, and I got taken out by Miss Ice, and she talked to me about like, I know you don't like him, but it's not gonna last much longer. Like, it's okay.
That was so exciting when you told us that.
I know. Like, everybody was like, preach, hallelujah.
And then after he left, we were like constructive criticism, but it was actually just criticism. And I said, oh yeah, he wanted me to talk to you about how the class wasn't treating him fairly. And she freaked out. She was like, what? And I said, yeah, he wanted me to talk to you for him. And she's like, that's not allowed.
Yeah, and we told her all these things about it, and she seemed so shocked.
And her jaw just dropped. She was like,
she seemed pale also.
Yeah.
And so the reason he left was he failed his like, when there's his teacher comes in to like watch him like control.
And he even asked us, please be good students.
Please be good.
We were like the worst we were. Like we were acting the worst, I think.
So
ever.
everybody was yelling at him like, you're doing this wrong. And so she scribbled things down and she asked me, how would you rate him out of 10? I said 5.
So and then he gave us these sheets for us to like write down comments about his teaching style.
Oh yeah.
And rate him out of 10. I rated him a 2 out of 10.
I wrote him 3 just because I was like, eh.
I was like,
and then she left. And like a week later she comes back and that's when everything is like lost and everybody's yelling. And he yells at us.
And he's yelling at us. And then
terrible.
And then that class ended. And then Madame Ice told us, oh yeah, he's not coming back.
Because he failed.
And then she's like, thank goodness. I mean, oh no, that sucks.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
So that was like the end of that situation. Everybody was kind of like, oh. So
You're relieved. And we had to learn that whole unit again in 1 week.
yeah, in 1 week because it was like almost the end of
Like we had to take our unit exam soon on this unit, and none of us knew anything.
So she's like, okay guys, we're gonna do this really quick. We're gonna like learn everything, and I got like 69% on that test. I did pretty well.
I don't know what I got.
You got like 82.
Yeah, I think I got 82 or 83, so not the best, but
Yeah, not the best in our standards.
Yeah.
For you, if you get 1%, that's good for you.
I like how we're like, oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh, it's so
83.
bad.
Like when
some
we get
people-
it so bad that when people fail, we're like,
Oh my
Good
gosh, yay! So yeah, off topic of our whole science class, but there was this one class called Flex where we have to do like, and he did story time. We thought it was with our actual teacher, but no.
yeah,
it was with the
story time with him.
And
Ice
he
Mr. Phil
told the
Whack.
the story about a bunny who didn't pay his taxes. And he hopped around the room and it was like, taxes, taxes.
Yeah, he's like, give us your taxes. And Gemma and I started crying. We were looking at each other, we were like, what do we do? Like everyone else was just sitting there like, what's going on?
And
then
he
there's
died.
us crying. And then the bunny died.
I don't know what kind of story this was, but honestly, amazing. And then he wanted us to like write our own story.
Oh, yeah,
Like the
that's-
theme of
yeah.
like friendship or something. We didn't. The class ended and everybody asked us like, how was it? And we were like, oh boy, tea. So
Oh
that's
my
the end of our school stories. Hope you
That was
enjoyed.
almost half an hour.
It's okay, I can edit.
Yeah.
So hope you enjoyed. If you have any similar school stories,
Comment down below.
comment down below because I honestly want to hear them. Like if anything comes close to
Oh,
this.
and tell us the dumbest teacher story you've ever had,
Yeah,
or
dumbest.
crazy
mishaps in your
crazy mishaps, crazy lockdowns,
anything.
or the dumbest reason you've ever gotten in trouble. Because
Yeah.
the dumbest reason I got in trouble was for passing notes.
Oh yeah, that was an experience.
That was a horrible experience.
I've never gotten my name written on the board.
Oh,
That's
and
the
then I got
one-
my name written on the board because this guy deep-throated a pencil beside me.
Yeah, that was.
Like and subscribe.
So like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Not her, maybe. Actually, I don't know. You'll see her in a video at one point.
Maybe.
I don't know,
We'll
like
never know.
this, and she might come back. Okay,
If this gets 10 billion likes, I'm coming back.
Bye.